Okay, I am so obsessed with this bag. This is my second Jellycat parody bag. This one is of the Lady Dior, I believe. And I bought this at the same time that I bought my Birkin Jellycat parody bag. I ordered this one first, and then I actually don't own any Dior bags, and I don't really own a purple bag other than a Prada one that I inherited from my late mother, but I never use that bag just because it's so sentimental and it really reminds me of her. So I'm really excited to have a pop of color kind of in my bag collection. I've been into very fun bags, and I actually, to be honest, have not been using as many designer bags as of late for a variety of reasons. One is security, and another is just I feel like these are just so fun. They're so whimsical. And my daughter really likes them, and then her classmates really like them too. So when they come in, they're always like, oh, so-and-so's mom, what do you have in your bag? And I always have these like toys and random knickknacks, and they're like, what do you have in your magic bag today? So yeah, anyway, that's why I've been carrying a lot of these kind of bags, Jellycat bags, recently for the last actually quite a few months. Anyway, back to the comparison between the two. Size-wise, it looks like they're the same size when I sit them side by side like this. However, I do think the Birkin is marginally larger. Mind you, the space at the top cannot be used fully, so if I squish it down, I would say in terms of usable space still, because there is this inner zip, this is probably a couple inches smaller this way and this way. Oh, it's definitely not as wide. So yes, the Birkin 25 of this parody style bag is definitely going to be larger. Now, what I really like about this bag is that it has a zip, top zip, and you can actually, I find it easier to close it like this with the tag sticking out, and you can just leave it like this if you want, or you could tuck it back in if you don't like the out look. This is gold tone hardware, whereas the Birkin 25 is in silver. The prices were actually different from the seller I purchased from. I've ordered from a Singaporean seller, and this one was cheaper. The Lady Dior parody bag was definitely cheaper, and it is not leather lined. I think that's a big difference. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you guys inside. Hopefully you can see better. It is really well stitched. I have to say, though it was not cheap, because I'm pretty sure my seller orders them from China or the factory and then has to reship it. So it's kind of like is it drop shipping? I don't really know the terms, guys. And so obviously they have to make a profit from the markup, but the quality is so good. I paid about, I think, $300 or $300 or $400 for this one, and then about $400, $500 for this one, Canadian. But there is a difference in the material in that it is fabric lined, but very, very well sewn. Like honestly, I'm really picky about the quality of the interior and exterior, obviously stitching, yada, yada, blah, blah. And it is really nice, really nice. There's less edging here. Is there any? Because of just the fact that it's also fabric lined, but like say the leather edging on the side. I don't think it's showing us clearly here. Is very tidy, and you can kind of see the stitching if I do that. Very, very neat and tidy. Of course, not hand sewn. Wouldn't expect that at this price point, but honestly, not bad. The hardware, the metal hardware, is not as heavy and as high quality when you tap it as, let's say, a high luxury brand or even Coach. Like honestly, I shouldn't say even Coach, because honestly, Coach is so good. Their metal like hardware finishing often I think is better than Louis Vuitton. And yeah, sorry, not sorry. I feel like the Louis Vuitton bags, I have paid multiple times what I've paid for my Coach bags. It's just not the same. Anyway, that's a totally different side story, but these, it's beautiful to look at, and you can't tell from just looking at it, I think, on video, but when you tap it, you could definitely, it feels plasticky compared to like really good quality hardware. Anyway, some people probably won't care about that, but I just thought I would throw that in. I'm just gonna compare these two because the leather lining of this Birkin, which is genuine leather, mind you, is amazing. It is so good. And you know what? Since I did that little light show for you guys, I'm gonna pull out my pouch. It's just how I go in and out of my bags. I have my car keys, my wallet, all that good stuff in there. See this? Here, I'm sorry. Can you go over here? So of course, yes, the stitching is not as neat as my actual Hermes bags. However, at this price point, I wouldn't expect it to be, and I still find it to be incredibly, incredibly good. Down to the detail here. I wanna close this zip. It's a very smooth zip. It's giving Hermes how they do the flat, like shaped zipper. I'm kind of shocked that they got this detail down. Wow. Wow. And then the stitching inside, there's a flat pocket, but do you see what I mean? It's all leather lined in here, so it feels just so much more luxe. And of course, there's an extra strap because this is obviously not a real Birkin. And so it has the Genius edition of these D-rings on the back. Anyway, back to my Dior bag over here. It also comes with a strap. And this strap, unlike the Birkin bag, is actually adjustable. And it matches the leather, which they said was genuine leather, but of course there's not very much of it. It matches the leather here. So it's this kind of like lilac-y, very kind of pale purpley color. And let me know what you think about these bags. I've actually ordered a whole bunch more from a different seller. So let's see if they turn out as nice. These ones took forever to come. I think these ones they were supposed to take a month to be shipped to me, but they ended up actually taking probably somewhere closer to, I think, a month and a half, 2 months. So not too bad. I think I ordered these in April. But I just wanted to share these with you. I love the fluffy little feet. That's a little different point between the two. The feetsies are different, and I think actually these ones are cuter. And I love how close the eyes are. There is a difference between the eyes and real Jellycats, though, I want to note, because the eyes here have this little ridge on the side. See? Whereas Jellycat eyes don't. They're kind of just this little ball here without the ridge. And Jellycats don't have their mouths in leather. It's all sewn on. I actually prefer this because it stands out and makes it pop better. But anyway, I just thought I would share this with you guys. Let me know if you guys want to see more videos of how I style these bags or the other bags that I get. Let me know if you like them, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.